The one time I do, that skill is going to have huge dividends because me missing twice in a row is highly unlikely.
Say that now until the pressure
no,
is on.
That's a huge one.
Yep.
You say that now until the pressure is on. And bad rolls.
Right. Like with my stealth rolls.
Yeah. No shit.
That's why dice are the best, because they really do randomly generate.
Yep. As long as they're properly balanced.
True. So how is everybody doing?
Good. How are you? I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Doing good.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Reservation has been made.
Wahahaha.
Golda will be joining us, as well as my buddy Mike from the Persian Room. He'll be joining us. It'll be his first time going there. And possibly my buddy Landon, who you guys have met before.
That's going to be cool.
Yep.
And of course, all the meat we can eat.
Exactly. Jeff, I know you're not interested. David, if you wanna join us, man, just say the word. I'll bump up the reservation by one more.
Let me look.
They can add +1 with no problem.
Saturday, 6 p.m.
6 p.m. All right, I'll double check and get back to you tomorrow.
Cool.
And just remember, that means if it runs late and we can't game on Saturday night, I'm totally blaming you, not me.
Oh, right.
I'm sure they will definitely kick us out before we get to that time.
I would imagine it's 6, 7, 8. It's like a 2-hour window typically, right? Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no,
No, this place won't kick you out.
No, they won't. I've been there for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But usually after the 2-hour mark, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, it's
one way or another.
Past that.
I mean, they're coming by the table with more meat like every 3 to 5 minutes. So yeah, if you're not full within that first hour, you're doing something wrong.
Right.
Dramatically wrong.
You're basically saying no to everything.
And then at that point, why are you even there?
Exactly.
So, of course, the first question I have is, has everyone spent their experience, by the way?
Yes,
No.
That's what we were discussing. I bought Natural Marksman. Wahaha.
I have not yet. So
Neither have I.
What?
I've only got like 30 points.
Only 30
Only
points.
30 points.
That's 3 skills up to rank 2.
Yeah, that's like 3 levels. Right?
I know, but I gotta sit down and look through the book and because I wanna try and get, what is it, true aim, which it means I have to get to a different path.
If you wanna throw those points my way, I've got the next 70 points spent already.
No, I gotta just chart out like what I have to get the true aim.
You have your next 70 points planned out. What is this, Pathfinder?
As Jeff will tell you, I always like to have a path forward for my character. So
doesn't matter what system. He's done it in GURPS.
Yeah.
I usually think a couple ahead-ish, which can alter, but yeah. So basically, you just need to take sharpshooter. So, I mean, that's the only one that has it, right?
So on this path, I'm still going to pick up Quick Fix and Targeted Blow, and then I'm going to pick up Commando to start going down that tree towards my next dedication. And there's some juicy stuff on there to pick up early on. A couple levels of Toughened, Armor Master, which will add 1 to Soak every time I'm wearing any kind of armor. Beautiful things like that.
I do have a quick question about the portent. Does it have any hard points left?
The which?
Your ship.
Our ship.
Oh, second. I was looking at something else.
It doesn't look like it because I see 3 attachments and it's only got 3 hard points.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it was loaded up.
I was pretty sure it was, but I figured I'd ask before I throw a sexy reward out like a ship upgrade.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, we
I
were
mean-
able to load it up with all 3, so.
If you were being malicious, you could still do that and make us choose,
I mean, one could swap out, that's for sure.
right?
Yep. Look for the upgrade. Okay, so of course, you guys had a little downtime, i.e. spent your experience, 50% of you.
Healed up strain and wounds, yes.
Yep, you are all full. Your crits have been dealt with. So if you have any of those you don't anymore, make sure you heal them all up.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't think I had any.
I don't have any.
It's not that game where people collect them like Pokemon.
No.
Collect them all.
That's another
no.
game.
I guess I do get my hit points up. I actually, wounds and staring, I was down pretty darn low.
And if the GM would be so kind as to reset the pool, and we will roll some destiny.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
I did have a level 1 crit.
Ah, see? Here you thought you were doing fine, and unbeknownst
I said that, then I thought again, going, oh yeah, that's right, I did get the shit beat out of me, so.
look at Grix and BT bringing balance to the force.
Right?
Since we are in the spooky
Ooh.
Halloween month, yes, something spooky's gonna happen.
Ooh, Kopesh, nice roll.
Very nice.
That leads us to
How
our
unlike
Wookiee.
us.
We have
And
balance on the
And
force.
That's funny.
Okay, so of course, as the camera pans down, your ship is cruising, just blasts right out of warp speed over a planet, and you look down at this ominous red planet. That's your little ship right there. As BT whips out in its mechanical
small
hand the little tracer fob like bounty hunters in certain TV shows would have.
Right.
And it's giving you the BTB, 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 that your target is here. As we get this ominous flashback as Kopesh was taking the job from the view panel, where there's a Sith Lord that is currently in a rough spot, having lost some personal belongings, and he's super vague on the explicit belongings. But he basically showed a portrait that he had done of himself, and sitting on his little throne is both a Sith holocron and an ancient ceremonial sword from way back in the day. And he basically, in no undue terms, hints that a thief infiltrated his flagship and made off with the Sith holocron and the sword, as well as some information that they downloaded. They managed to escape the 2 assailants.
2 assailants, excellent.
It appeared to be a male and female Zabrak.
Zabrakian.
With the little crown of horns.
Yeah.
How embarrassing
Darth
for
Maul.
that Sith. How embarrassing for that Sith. I would.
And that's
think
why
he's being
you
used
all
to
are being
punch.
hired to return these
Are you
items.
saying he's embarrassed?
Ah!
Kopesh,
Yeah.
remind me again why we're taking this job instead of just taking out that Sith who failed miserably.
Well, that's what we're hired for, is those discreet missions. Unless there was a higher payer on the other side somewhere. But
I mean, you could always take the time to check. I mean, Kopesh does understand exactly what's, there when he sees the picture of a holocron. The rest of y'all are like, it's a piece of, relic. But the card-carrying Sith members, like, I know what that is.
Yeah.
I got the Force. I can open that.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be in the hands of randos out there, so. So, all right. Well, we're gonna go recover this.
And this practically unknown planet. I mean, nobody's really heard anything. You're tracking the tracking fob, so you should be able to locate the ship because it was tagged before it escaped. It took a little bit of damage, but it pretty much got out unscathed because the Sith Lord Javis refused to let them blow the ship up, mainly because there was a pair of priceless relics there that would suck if those blow up. But if one person would like to do Knowledge Outer Rim, I'll let you.
Outer Rim.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 3 green in it. Who's got the best?
Wait, what are we looking at again?
Knowledge Outer Rim.
Oh, that's not my forte now.
It's a very, very discreet backwater planet. Almost nobody knows it even exists.
I've got 3 green.
I got 4 green.
Okay, so far you're the one that's going to do it.
Yep. Way more than me.
Yep.
2 green.
Same.
Okay. Well, let's roll Knowledge Outer Rim. Ready?
Yep. Holy shit. As the Wookiee, you hear this planet called Dathomir, and immediately you do this like protective hex hand signal that Wookiees do to ward off evil spirits, and apparently you have heard conversation in your travels about a mysterious red planet that's got red swamps and forests. Supposedly, from what you've heard, there are evil witch women that enslave males to become their servants, and you totally believe, with those 3 successes, that the stories are all true, that there are witches on this world. And with 3 successes, I will tell you, you think also this might be one of the worlds where Rancor naturally exists.
Oh,
Nice.
lovely. I will share what I know, since everyone's like, what do we know about this planet? Witches, possibly Rancor.
Yes.
It's a bad planet.
Those hacks.
Wow, look at you rolling amazing there with your just greens. So what do you guys do is you clearly have a signal, which is going to give you a free upgrade for scanners. As you're closing in on the planet.
Yeah, as we close in and stuff, we'll also look for any potential identified habitats.
So does that mean you're using the scanners? Or are you just eyeballing it?
No, scanners. Why not use the technology to find, though? I mean, I suppose we could potentially do both, because I'm actually better at the perception part than I am anything.
Yeah, you could totally have somebody eyeball it, after the scanners when you get closer. So whoever's going to do the scanners, give me a computers roll. I got a free upgrade in there because your little tracker fob is basically pointing left, right, or down the center.
I'm happy to do it. I've got 2 yellow and 2 green.
Go ahead and roll when
that's
ready.
You, not me.
Damn, the Wookiee's on fire tonight. Okay, so you have a bucket load of advantage there. How do you want to spend that?
Well, I am looking for suggestions from my teammates on.
If not, I mean, I got a bunch of cool stuff I can throw out there at you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you don't know what to spend it on, you can always ask the GM to spend it on information and other things that he may want to throw your way.
I think I'll do that. So, what you got for me, Mr. GM?
Ah, look at you putting your trust in me.
Yeah.
So I can clearly give you, when you pull up the scanners and you get the life form scanners up there, that there is a large congregation over here, little green circle. There is your target here is the red circle. We're just going to say bullseye right there. And there are two... Oh, let's pick a different color. Something that shows off on the red well. Two populations that are much smaller than the one up on top there. That your sensors are picking up life forms. And of course, the forests and jungles are brimming with life forms.
All right. I will
And of
share
course,
my screen. Hey guys, look, we got people up here, two smaller ones. Our target is over here.
I mean, you clearly know the target is right there. You found the ship. You know exactly where to go with it.
Okay. Kopesh, you want to give do your hairy eyeball?
Yeah.
And I will also, God bless you, give you that, oddly enough, there is a single trade post that you're getting the ping of the normal, civilized peoples. On this side of the planet, there is a actual colony trading post.
Oh.
Okay.
That's giving you, standard Republic beacon. But it's basically just saying bare minimum required, next truck stop 50 miles type of thing. So they have very little services here, and the part that almost makes it a techie like you cringe is there are no GPS satellites, there are no communication systems, there are no tracking beacons, there are no landing beacons. You're not detecting any ship traffic whatsoever, except for the occasional ship leaving from over here.
Okay then.
This is making you think the backwater of backwater worlds. You would hate for anything to happen to your ship because it's not like you're going to really be able to shoot up a flare and catch a ride somewhere.
Yeah, this place makes Tatooine look like, cosmopolitan.
Yeah, I got my towel.
I mean, hell, Tatooine has actual regular shuttle service. I mean,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So what do you guys do? Is he's relaying that information? I take it.
I am relaying all the information and my worries of, okay, we are in the ass end of nowhere here.
That's all right.
Looks like
the crew.
It's so red it looks like we're in the bloody ass end of nowhere.
So are you guys heading towards any particular location first?
Well, we would know where our target is. My recommendation would be that we go into orbit somewhere close to there and start looking for a landing spot, no?
Yeah. I'd prefer to go straight to the target, and then if we want to tinker for any reason after we acquire said goods.
Okay, so you guys kind of beeline towards the target as intended. As once you get into the atmosphere, you see how wonderful and beautiful the skyline is on this planet. It totally expresses its beautiful and uniqueness to you in its own special kind of way.
If you really like the color red.
Yeah. so sexy. Not.
As all of a sudden we realize, oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't do a red lightsaber, your Sith buddy there. He does off-red.
Yes.
So you fly kind of over the ship, and who's going to give me a perception roll as you bank and kind of eyeball the ship?
I'm guessing me. I think I had the highest. I got a yellow and 3 green.
Yeah, it beats my 2 yellow, I believe.
You got those keen eyes.
Can I assist him?
You can definitely give a blue dice as you can say, hey, look, what is that over there? Go ahead and roll when ready.
Alright.
Oh!
Alrighty.
Ouch.
As, you know, basically you do a quick flyby and you're not exactly sure how the ship was parked in this foobar of a, some could call it a forest, I guess, even though these weird trees kind of grow up and fall over on the sides. But you clearly saw the ship from a distance. And as you see it from a distance, what would you like with those advantages?
Well,
That's a deep subject.
yeah. Damn, despair. So 3 advantage that even though we're flying around like total lost idiots, looking for a spot to land, they do not notice us
Okay.
or notice a ship doing anything unusual. So it doesn't draw attention. And I'll give a blue to whoever goes next, I guess. Or whatever we need to do, since obviously I can't roll.
Okay. And I will totally cash in your despair, by the way, that the parking is really, really shitty, and you're going to have like a mile march to get to there.
Great.
Since you didn't let me use it for, you guys getting spotted a mile away.
Yep.
Oh, that one coming a mile away.
Okay, so you do find eventually this clearing, and are you going to park the ship there?
Yeah, I guess if that's our closest place, we can find some kind of a hidey hole.
You find this, the closest thing to a hidey hole is this little sandbar at one of the rivers. It seems secure enough that the ship should be able to land, and doesn't have any actual foliage growing to block the ship from landing. It just means a slight, probably only waist deep swim to shore there.
We need to find us one of those ED-209 security droids.
Guessing we're not going to find that on this planet.
Shame that.
Yeah.
Okay.
BT, you think you can train a Rancor?
Train a Rancor? I think I might be a chew toy for a Rancor.
Baby Rancor picks BT up like a rattle.
Right.
Shake, shake, shake.
It likes when it shakes BT, it makes noises. Okay, so you guys, land safely on the sandbar there, since you were looking for a nice safe spot. The ominous, water has even got the weird red tint to it. It's more like a yellowish water. You guys coming down off your ramp looking at this beautiful place you want to move to.
Hey, didn't we have a...
Not just a timeshare.
Yeah. Didn't we have a floating cargo transport? No.
Have any speeders?
Right.
And who's got the tracking fob, by the way?
I don't know. Whoever has the best survival, probably. I have a 4 green.
1 yellow, 1 green.
2 green.
Wow. I guess that's me.
Okay, so you're carrying the tracking fob. I just figured I'd ask before someone loses it, It's good to know in advance who rolls badly and drops it.
Yeah. Thanks.
So can we take a moment to kind of disguise our ship with a little foliage?
Someone could totally do a really cool survival or deception to try to camouflage the ship.
So I believe
mine are terrible at 2 green.
Yeah.
Kokesh, you're the survival guy, right? And
Yeah.
my deception is 2 green. My survival is still 1 yellow, 1 green. So, and I
Okay,
will help. I will
So
help.
you guys do like a nice 5-minute montage of trying to camouflage the ship. Go ahead and
Yeah.
give me your roll. I'm just throwing a blanket difficulty out there of the perception I know people have out there.
Okay. So I can do survival or deception.
Uh-huh. And your teammates are giving you a blue dice.
Yep, I think I'll do deception.
Kind of figured if
Ready?
you were doing the roll, that would be the case. Go for it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not super special, but it removes a black if there's a black.
You guys seem to think you did a good job of covering it up with what you could. I mean, you are on a sandbar, so you had to go get some materials and bring them back and kind of spruce the ship up. Next supply run, we have to get some red camo netting.
Right.
Who knew that obnoxious orange camo would be good?
As we set out, I would like to make sure that we are doing so nice and quiet-like, and stealthy, one might say.
Okay. So you're leading the group into the river so you can walk waist deep, or are you having BT fly, by the way? I mean, you could totally have the Wookiee carry BT too. That's totally an option.
Do
you trust me yet?
To carry me? Yeah, I do trust you for that.
I was going to say, BT, it's an awful long way to fly the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely don't want to get wet, I'm sure.
So
R2 proves at least, yeah, I would prefer not to, if at all possible.
Okay, so go ahead and give me your stealth roll for the group. As, they're giving you a blue dice as you're doing the group thing.
You ready for me?
Yep.
Hey, I made a stealth roll.
And would you like to cash in 3 of those advantages so everyone fords the river with no problems?
Yes,
okay.
I would.
Okay, so you keep everyone quiet with hand signs and helping hands. And you still have 2 advantage to use if you'd like.
I would like to give the next person to go a blue.
Okay, so you have a little bit of a cross-country trek with the blue dice being given to the person rolling survival. See how we segue into that as you're basically looking for what direction to head to. You know the general direction, but you're looking for a safe path.
Yeah.
As all of a sudden you guys see there's a game trail of something that was like 20 foot tall running through the area that just like massacred a space that you're just like, we don't want to find what made that trail.
Exactly.
And
it could be good eating.
And with those 3 advantages spent to safely ford the river, you guys totally saw there's some creepy 6-legged crocodiles that look like they're about 10 to 15 feet long, and you don't want to be in the water for long because your Grix kind of looked and watched one as it spit a loogie on a passing flying bug and immediately gummed it up and caused it to drop into the water.
Yeah. That's gross.
Yummy.
And he thinks he saw something with a tentacle, but it was probably just trick of his eyes and the moss hanging off a tree. And I've got your difficulty in there, by the way, with your upgrade.
With my upgrade? All right, here we go. Look at
Okay,
that.
so you
Lucky
waved a
champ.
little tracking fob. And I even forgot the extra blue for the tracking fob. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
As you guys start heading the proper general direction, you get about a half mile. You get the feeling that you've only got like a 3/4 of a mile ish to get there. Is there anything particular you're doing while doing this trip? As you're taking in the scenery, you're seeing again. You swore you saw some tentacle thing. Looked like a very large ball with 4 tentacles hanging down, floating by.
I do have my my rifle on the ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say Saber's probably in hand, not lit, but in hand as we march along.
Okay. On the plus side, it only takes the Wookiee a few moments to help BT when there's spots where BT has to be picked up and taken over some nasty tree roots. So is there anything particular you two are doing? I think our Wookiee and droid are either muted or otherwise occupied.
Sorry, I was muted.
I was waiting for Kelly to go.
Yeah. No. He's carrying me, so I'm just gonna let it. More like, don't drop me. Don't drop me.
You know, you totally look at him in droid and say, "Remember, I'm full of explosives. Don't drop me."
Don't drop me.
Okay,
How
so
am I carrying BT? It's like
that's up to you. I mean, are you carrying BT like a
harness, like a la
C-3PO?
C-3PO on the back, like a backpack?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Eventually, BT wants to get a Master Blaster harness.
Yeah.
Master Blaster.
But I will be following Grix's lead, and I'll have my bowcaster out ready for to fire in the general directions of things. I'm probably not going to hit them, but
So go ahead and give me another survival check now that you're getting closer. I'll totally make sure to... Oh, look at you burning those points. I like that. Excellent. As you start getting closer, you can feel it in your bones that you're getting closer. Go ahead and roll when you're ready.
All right, survival. All right, there we go. Look at that.
I was totally hoping for some threat for the local flora and fauna to play a part, just saying. So what would you like for that advantage? I mean, you could get there faster, you could find, a good lookout spot before you get there.
Probably take a good approach where we come in with a lookout spot to case the joint.
Okay, so for you, that leaves you still one advantage.
Yeah. Guess we'll push a blue forward.
Okay, so you guys get to the spot that easily Kopesh moves the it's basically red old man's moss, old man's beard moss. As you move the moss open like a curtain, this beautiful spot where you guys kind of half climbed a tree, because they really are all archy, so it's easy to climb like halfway up by just walking up the ledge. And you guys clearly take in the picture where you see there is a Sith transport. It's It's basically like the patrol boat style transport. You know, you could easily have 8 to 12 troops on it, as well as the flight crew. And when you kind of look and peer at it, it does seem something is obviously off from where you are. I mean, you could see that both the ramp is open, which you guys would never leave your ramp down on a planet like this. And the secondary pilot's door, you know, like on an airplane, how it's got that little hatch where pilots can get in and out without opening the door, that is also open. And there seems to be a few things just thrown about, like somebody may have like had a party here or something.
Ransacked it, or
well, to tell you more, someone might want a perception.
Okay. Well, I have 2 yellow in perception, so let me roll.
I have 2 yellow as well.
Okay, well, why don't you roll then?
If you insist.
And you got a blue dice pushed forward.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Oh,
what
wow.
the what?
Wow.
All right, we're gonna have fun tonight.
Okay.
That's definitely an interesting roll.
So,
hey, Jeff. Can anyone else hear Jeff?
Nope.
Because I think I accidentally muted Jeff somehow, and I'm sitting here clicking all over the place trying to unmute Jeff, and it's not letting me. I can actually click on the little thing, and it has mute, but mute is grayed out, so maybe I didn't mute him, or maybe something happened.
So he might be muted on his end then.
Yeah, it looks like he's muted on his Skype, which if you can hear me, please uncheck.
Yeah, okay. I started looking on.
I didn't.
Okay, so it wasn't me, because I know I clicked on something, and then I noticed that you weren't talking, and there was a little red microphone on you. So, all right, good.
I did not mute myself, so I don't know how that got
If
muted.
Gunter started the call, then yes, you can mute him. I will totally throw that out because I didn't start the call, so I couldn't unmute him.
So Jeff actually started the call.
Oh.
I don't know how I got muted, but
anyway, here we are. I just noticed you were muted, and I couldn't hear you, and I was wondering if you had a higher perception, but what the hell, I rolled and had that crazy result anyway, so.
Yeah, no, I got the same perception as you. I got 2 yellows, so.
So, interesting things are about to happen.
You think?
Just makes me worried when he says that.
Interesting things.
Like the Chinese curse, may you live in interesting times.
I kind of hate Skype.
Well, apparently it's not too fond of you either.
Yeah.
So you guys are let me go ahead and give you what you got for your success. So take a point of strain because you're stressing, you know, the whole not wanting to be spotted as you look at the ship. So with your success, I can gladly tell you that A, you spot on the other side of where the ship is, up in the tree, about the same height you are in the foliage, about halfway up, like 20 feet up in the air on this tree branch, there's a pair of females wearing red outfits.
Red, there's a shock.
Red hoodie outfits totally makes them look like hoodie ninjas.
Oh,
And
you knew where I was gonna go.
And they are watching the ship. They're taking it in. They are. You can see that they're talking to each other about what they're seeing. They're not quite sure, as they seem to have just, you know, some kind of bow weapon on their back and a large blade in their boot. And we're talking like sexy long boots, so it's a fairly nice size short sword.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't see you guys. But what would you like for the triumph?
I'm thinking for that triumph, we are ghosts. Nothing is aware that we are here.
I can't give you nothing.
That's right.
Enough of me.
I'll give you nothing but the despair can see you. How about that?
All right, nothing but the despair can see us, because I knew where you were going to go with that despair.
Well, problem is what's the something?
So you guys are clearly watching the clearing. You know, you see them. You kind of like gesture to your teammates with some hand signs to look. As
Yep.
all of a sudden, you guys are tensely focused. You can clearly see, and by the way, yes, with your success also, that the ship looks like someone left it unlocked and someone has already ransacked the ship. Threw a few things out of the ship, you know. And
Jawas. Damn it. Always Jawas. No.
as you kind of like turn back at the group to of course, you know, as a sniper, make sure your flank is free and empty. You clearly see something walking by, and when I say walking by, you're 20 feet in the air on a tree branch, and it turns to look at you eye to eye.
Gulp.
And you see this, I mean, they're not as scary as Jabba's Rancor, but there is a jungle Rancor that looks at you and you look at it, and it's still like a good medium range off. I mean, it would have to like wrestle to get through the foliage towards you guys, you know. You would have like at least a full round before it does anything, even get to you. Unless it picks up a boulder and throws that. That's not likely to happen unless you really piss it off.
No, not in a jungle planet.
No.
There's no boulders.
But it does look at you in a distinct way that even though it's animal intelligence, it still screams of, ooh, French fries.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a bunch of cats looking out the window when the dog runs up from behind.
Uh-huh.
And starts barking. Like, oh shit!
I mean, it's at a
So
good medium range, so it's not too bad.
So I guess it's time to roll some vigilance.
Yeah, I mean, if you totally would like to roll vigilance, it would be a perfect time for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how else this is going to resolve. It's not like we can talk the thing down. And even if we do, then those Night Sisters will see us.
I mean, maybe somebody's got a cool thing they can do. And oh yeah, I should totally like unstealth
I can blow
that.
it up.
And it is, by the way, if it helps, it is a silhouette 3 creature.
Oh, nice.
Which means you get a blue dice to shoot it because it's as big as a barn.
I mean, if Kopesh, can do some kind of funky magic on it, that's fine by me.
I mean, maybe he puts some points into the Force and he can manipulate it to go after the women.
That would have been nice. I did put a little bit into Force, but I forgot where we were going. I didn't think about. I probably should have put some into suppress, so I could suppress some of these Force users' powers, but I did not. I put
What
it into
Force users? We haven't seen any Force users.
Yeah. But I did put it into sense, so a couple points. So. So what do we got? We got a 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, and 0.1. All right. What's this in this?
Oh, we get one free round. Where are these Night Sisters at?
They're like a good long distance on the other side of the clearing.
Yeah, we got some. It's like ship. They're over here hiding. They're like over here hiding, and big monster. Like my detail?
I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm totally gonna borrow this initiative. It's not the right initiative, but I'm gonna borrow this initiative. Yes, honestly, I didn't think anyone rolled a despair, so I didn't have a full rank or in there for initiative.
Ah,
Oh, that apparently did not count because I rolled in the wrong category. See, players, this is
jungle
why you should
Arglatch.
always roll in the combat section.
Hell, an Arglatch.
Ouch.
A Narglech is the tentacle things that you saw.
Alright, so now to quick erase that.
So it clearly sees snackables, and it's going to use its movement and action to basically move into short distance with you guys. As it just like starts monkey leaping on branches and ripping trees out and coming towards you very hungrily. It's got hunger eyes. I mean, you can see this thing's rib cage. It's not a full, nice, healthy specimen. It's a hungry one.
Yeah, of course. Of course it is.
Nom 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 nom. So who's going first? I mean, this thing is big. It's scary. It's got spindly arms. It's semi-arboreal in nature.
Okay. Can I go ahead and shoot a... I would like to launch... Oh. Ooh. Is it within short or medium range?
It just gotten within short range.
Ooh, I want to launch a Nova plasma grenade.
Oh, God. Jesus. This is going to be interesting. It is at short range. It does have some range defense. Since you are Silhouette 1 and it is Silhouette 3, we decrease the difficulty.
And I'm using a point.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
While all my range people are doing their thing, I'm watching the witches. Or the red attired females.
The witches.
Ready?
The Wookiee is confirmed that this planet is crawling with witches, period.
Ready?
Yep. Go ahead and do your thing. Jesus.
Wait a minute.
What?
Fun.
Yeah, it was 1 purple, but it's Silhouette 3, which means you decrease the difficulty by 1. Which means the only thing it had going to protect it is the black dice for range defense because of its hide.
Okay, well then it's well, oh, and I only have 2. Okay, so oh, I forgot to say I was aiming. But all right, so that's 12, 15.
Okay, you launch this beautiful Nova 40 plasma grenade at him. And obviously it's oblivious to what this small thing is, and it flies right into its chest and blows up, and the thing just goes rah! As this big plasma explosion happens that seems to have hurt it a little. That was 15 points.
Yeah.
It hurt it a little. It's got a little discoloration on its chest. And what would you like to do for your 2 advantage?
Blast.
I can't do the I can't do the I can.
You have 2.
Yeah. Let's do the blast.
Okay. So it just blows this area effect around it and does a little bit more damage.
Does it also discourage it? Maybe.
It's shaking its head, but it doesn't acknowledge that the little piece of metal threw a little piece of metal that blew up.
Damn.
All it sees is there's a big furry thing and two edible-looking things. I mean, the Wookiee's probably going to have its attention. It's probably never had gourmet Wookiee before.
Sorry, guys. I was hoping it would at least,
No,
Hey,
you did good.
the
You did
fact
damage.
that you actually did some damage to it is impressive as shit.
We have taken down one before, so we're okay. I have faith.
When did we take down a Rancor?
I don't know if you were in that group.
I was going to say different game.
Okay.
That was the Sunday game.
Oh.
Yeah, different setting. So
And a whole bunch of clone troopers, I recall.
yeah.
6 guys with lightsabers or well-skilled blasters. So who's going next? Speaking of lightsabers or well-skilled blasters.
Yeah.
Well, I'm keen to, before letting Gunter just like dispatch it, summarily. I mean,
I doubt I'm
I
going to
don't
do
think
that.
That's happening.
Wow, look who's getting cocky now.
Right?
I'm just saying, the actual sharpshooter who's, let's see if I can even hit this thing. Let's see here.
It is
Will
at
I shoot
short
it?
range, and it is the size of a proverbial house.
So I'm ready to shoot it with my bowcaster.
Okay.
As long as you can hit the broadside of a barn.
Well, we'll
You'll
see.
okay.
I went to Stormtrooper Academy.
Okay, well, now I'm worried.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got
Yeah.
your difficulty in there.
And
Are you
here I
going
go.
to aim?
I am going to aim. Thank
Okay,
you.
then I do not have the difficulty in there for you. Now your blue is in there. The blue that is true.
All right, and point.
Hey.
As you basically aim for the tree and it takes the tree's place, you hit it for what, 14 points of damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so it does a little bit of damage.
All right.
Normally you're used to seeing like people explode and go flying through the air. This thing kind of takes it and just got a third nipple.
Well, I'm going to, with those advantages, I'm going to throw a blue to the next combatant.
Make sure your bowcaster gave some distraction to it.
Yes.
Okay. This young jungle rancor may have bitten off a chew. Okay, so who's going next and cashing in on that blue dice?
Kopesh, do you have any ranged things you want to do, or should I go next?
I'll go.
All right. So I'm using blast round. Detonator round, that is. And let me know when you're ready.
Are you doing anything else like aiming?
Oh, I'm aiming. I'm true aiming. I am... What else am I
Gotta
doing?
Call that good stuff out. Oh, and he
Uh,
flips the dark side, of course.
I mean, if you're true aiming, come on, I gotta use the dark side. What's the worst that
Anything else?
happens? Mama shows up. So I've got 2 blue for you since you're aiming and you had a blue from the Wookiee. Got your 2 upgrades, and I've got its difficulty in there. Sadly, that whole Silhouette 3 thing is killing
So
it.
that true aim should actually give me 3 upgrades, by the way.
Oh, did you get a 3rd rank of true aim?
No, it's two ranks plus the original aim rank. So
Well, aim will give you a blue, then true aim gives you 1 upgrade per rank.
yeah, so
if
2
you're
upgrades.
rank 2, yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, beautiful.
Greedy, man. Looking for
And you're all ready.
Yep. As this thing is coming and you slide that explosive round in there and you're just like, pow! You're so into it, your dice pool didn't want to work.
What the heck? I know I've tested it before and it worked beautifully the
So
last time.
normally what happens is it's in the qualities of your weapon. There's a enter instead of a comma space is usually what does that error, as we've all found from,
Yeah.
trial and error. Okay, so you're shooting it with the detonator round, right?
Yeah.
Where it says critical 20,
Yeah.
that's probably screwing it up is the 20 number. So if you
shouldn't, because I have critical 20 on the regular weapon, and it works just fine.
okay, try erasing the space after deadly and putting a comma there. Well, no, you should have it for. Here, let me. Yep. Totally gonna click it real quick. There you go. Apparently you had a space and an enter after deadly accuracy 3.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, usually if there's any enters after the words, it jacks it up. So go ahead and take your shot there.
I'll take that roll that you just did.
No, that's too good of a roll. For some reason, it's not showing your damage. Don't roll yet. Let me see. Why is it not showing your damage? What's your damage, man? What's your damage?
Damage 11, critical 3, encumbrance.
Sounds like a personal question.
Yeah. Right. What's your damage?
Okay, yeah, go ahead and try it. Maybe it's just because I clicked it, it's not showing the damage.
Yeah, no. Take that roll, though.
Okay, so
Yep.
what is the damage since it's apparently not showing us this?
Okay, so it's 14 plus my successes, which brings it up to 18. Blast 5.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and we'll crit that bad boy for 3 of those advantage.
Okay, it is still alive, by the way, after that damage.
For that triumph, can I make it so badly wounded so quickly that it gets scared and decides to run off?
I will totally take it. You put the round, just like with a charging elephant, you put the exploding round in its forehead, and it did that stop for a second and shake in its head, and it will distinctly run away for a triumph. I will totally take that.
All right.
Between the first
this
thing
food
that
is
went
too
boom.
spicy.
Between the first thing that went boom and went kind of ouch, and then the other one kind of little thing stung. Now this one went boom again. Like, oh, screw that.
So I would like to point out that should have a plus 20 to it.
Yeah.
That's quite a crit.
Jim, you caught that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Which one of those two would you like? How about that? I, of course, like the first one, but that's just me. And for your triumph, you know it's going to run away. It's literally, you are that guide in Africa that shoots the elephant in the forehead, and you tell the person, "Don't worry, it barely felt it."
So yeah, that you'd be flipping one dark back to light, right?
If you want the second one, yep.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give us a destiny point back. I like that idea better. I know it's running away, so.
Okay, you've brought balance back to the force. You hit it in the face, and unless someone who goes last does something to interfere, it looks like it's making the sad puppy dog noise of.
I was hungry. This is too spicy.
Right. Yeah.
You know the Wookiee's got to taste amazing. Anything with that much fur's got to taste good.
Yeah, it's been soaking up all these flavors that been marinating in the jungle in it.
So, is there anything that Kopesh is doing?
Yes. So through this all, I trust my team. I've been keeping a keen eye on our two young ladies.
They obviously heard the plasma grenade go off, and they're looking your guys'
What?
direction intently. I don't. That's a good question. Let's find out.
I was watching our backside for the two-legged predator.
I'm about to roll a perception check for them. As I pause, if anyone's going to roll throw a destiny point out there before I click.
Sure, why not?
There were two massive explosions. They're gonna see us.
Too quick. Well, they might not have seen exactly where they popped from, so we need one back. Oh no, you flipped before me.
Yeah, that was the earlier one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
discouraging wound one. So you realize they are hand gesturing to each other while talking, and they're pointing directly at where you kind of are. There was a silhouette of a plasma ball. That's that beautiful blue-green flame that kind of
The
clashes
pretty
with the red
colors.
atmosphere that kind of outlined all four of you pretty much. And take a point of strain when you realize that they actually... No, that's their roll. They'll take a point of
Yeah,
strain.
that's their role. I was gonna say, what are you talking about?
So you see that they see you, and they kind of like are attempting to hide behind some tree stuff, but you can totally see them still because you almost locked eye contact. Okay, anything
Alright.
else?
So yeah, so I've been watching them. So what's the distance from us to the ship to them?
Ship is at medium range. They are at long range.
Okay.
They're like basically an equal distance that you are to the ship.
All right. You said they had bows or something like that?
They have some kind of bow weapons and a short sword each.
Okay.
The Wookiee totally told you earlier, they've got laser bows.
Right. I will move out of the clearing towards the ship.
Okay, so
Short-
thankfully
short
these
range.
trees have a nice natural slope, so you can just kind of like walk down the tree onto ground level. And you clearly see it looks like when the ship landed, it came in really slow and soft. It was a great landing, especially since they flew under the canopy, that you couldn't find an opening in, but they somehow did. It's like they're natives, so they know what they're looking for. And you notice that they're just watching. They pulled the hoods further over, so you're only seeing like the chin and the mouth, and they're watching you, but not giving their position away.
Okay. And as I walk out, I am pulling on the force to activate sense.
Oh, are you now?
I am. So I don't know what you have at the pool, but it doesn't really matter. Just need to see the dice.
Yep,
And
just
I
need
get
the...
This has got my dark dice, so
And
I will commit that.
by the way,
Mm-hmm.
you can have an extra dark side point.
Oh, really?
The dark side is strong here. It comes freely to those who ask.
Well. All right. Well, I'll roll the second one.
Oh no,
I don't
you
need
just
those.
get a dark pip.
Oh, dark pip. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, well, I don't really need two. Unfortunately, I only have one dice. But I will reach out and feel and commit that.
And what is the range of your sense currently?
It's only short.
Okay, so you sense nothing alive or sentient in the ship.
Okay.
You sense that the ship is all quiet on board.
Okay.
However, at the circle around the ship, you sense a few different things. You, of course, sense the two of them, the two ladies watching you. And there's some small animals, basically that you're sensing that are watching from cover. Nothing, rank or class.
Yeah. So no droids on the ship either.
No droids. Nope.
Jim, I'm going to make a quick roll just completely disregard. I want to see if I fix that issue.
Okay.
Weird. It's still not showing the damage or...
You may want to recreate it and delete the other one, the old one.
Yep.
Could just be something funky. Okay, so top of the order, the females are just watching you, and we'll totally say just Night Sisters because that's totally what they are. And the Rancor is grabbing its forehead and rubbing it as it's running off. Since we cash in a triumph, it is running off to parts unknown, but it's not going to bother you guys right now. Okay, so you guys have seen Kopesh basically walk down and walk towards the ship. The very, very, very threatening jungle Rancor has ran off. The last whiffs of plasma explosion is wafting through the air.
They haven't made. Oh my!
Right?
Oh my!
Just leave it like it is. don't roll no more. Good Lord.
All the good karma's been burned up.
That's okay. I get one of those every few sessions.
So you guys see Kopesh walking up to the ship. I mean, it is top of the order, so Kopesh could go again if you wanted.
Sure, I'll continue towards the ship.
Okay, you continue towards the ship. You clearly see it is unsecured. The ramp is down. It looks like a couple different footprints going back and forth. At least more than one or two persons at least. You see some belongings thrown about that must have belonged to the ship's crew, like overalls. You know, there's a med kit kind of thrown about that someone may have been running off with it in a hurry and it popped open and just made a mess. I mean, if you want to roll a survival, I could maybe tell you more, Prince Humperdinck.
Humperdinck.
Sure.
I'm not a bitch, I'm your wife.
I will do that. Survival. So let me know when you're ready.
I'm giving you both a black dice and a blue dice. The blue dice, because this soft, pristine wilderness doesn't often have a lot of foot traffic like this, but a black dice because it looks like someone else came by and may have muddied up the tracks.
Right.
Okay? Ready when you are.
Have more Sith watching me.
As you can feel their eyeballs watching you, and that's got your hackles up. As you're, instead of looking at the footprints, you keep glancing up at the tree branch, instinctively, because you're a Sith. You know death comes from above.
Yeah.
But it does look like there's a large number of footprints. But what would you like for those whole bunch of advantage you got?
Well,
I mean, I've got a good thing to give you for 3 advantage if you want. That actually is related to the tracks.
Sure.
So remember when you were hired, there's a male Zabrak, right?
Right.
I can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there is one size of footprints that are distinctly larger. One could almost say the only male set of footprints.
Okay.
Out of the group that seems to be heading southwest.
Okay.
It's a little more distinct because it's a male that weighs more than 200 pounds, and he's got, nice distinct heel marks.
Cool. That was kind of what I was kind of thinking about was, because one's going to be heavy. That was going to be like heavy armor wearing, possible heavier, deeper steps. All right. And for the tracking details, numbers. Any signs for 2, if it's possible. It might be not enough, but any possible signs of conflict.
Ooh, like how you put that. You do find that there is some fresh blood at the tree line that you didn't see any sign of at the ship. And it is heading the direction of the boots.
Okay.
Because all the Night Sisters were sexy moccasins.
It's a good thing Zabraks bleed green, otherwise we would have never recognized the blood against the red backdrop.
And the sisters are across, not the direction of the path.
The sisters are across, yeah. They're just watching the whole area.
Like 90 degree from the direction that the footsteps go.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's my turn.
Okay, so who's going next? As he's like checking out the clearing, he's doing the whole Prince Humperdinck thing of saying, and then someone did this. Except in his version, he's like, people are dancing. A lot of people. You guys join him in the clearing? I mean, do you wave at the Night Sisters that are in the tree that think they're hiding from you?
Sounds like you're still shaking from the Rancor. They're like,
They're all 3 stunned. They're like, I don't believe we scared it off.
yeah, they're probably like,
All right, I'll go next.
Not even realizing I walked off. They're still looking in the direction of the Rancor running, going, holy shit.
I'll go next. I will
Okay.
move into the clearing. I will kind of use the ship for cover between me and the Night Sisters. And I
Okay.
will change my ammo back to regular rounds.
Slides out the next explosive round and puts a regular round clip in. I can only
Yep.
assume they're like, Mosin Nagants or, Mausers. Okay.
Well, I suppose I'll come out if that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what I did. So.
Okay, you're carrying BT out so BT doesn't have to use its jetpack.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys
Although
are
it's
all
not like we have to stealth now.
all around the ship. I mean, it's clearly a Sith patrol craft. I mean, you're pretty sure that it's been stolen, but for Kala kind of immediately notices the dorsal fin of the ship's got a missile lodged into it. You know exactly what that is. That's the tracker that you've been tracking.
Mm.
Good old tracker rounds. Thank you, Rebels, for introducing those.
All right.
Okay, so I mean, are you going on board? You just gonna walk around the ship?
Why, at this point, I mean, if we're kind of out of initial what, I'll ask Gal to check the cockpit and see what the working condition is.
All right, I'll do that. I'll point out the tracker around as I'm going by. Oh, look, tracker around.
Okay,
just
so
At this point, while they're checking that, stare at the trees where the sisters are.
now are you staring or are you staring?
I'm just casually standing there looking in their direction.
Okay.
Like, I know you're there, so,
As they seem very shy and standoffish.
Well,
So-
we did just scare off a Rancor. So, I mean,
So, Calic, give me a quick mechanics check.
All right, here we go.
Is BT going? So,
Nice.
very nice. So, with your 2 success, I can tell you 2 things about the ship, and take a point of strain as you're trying to look real quick in this ship, and it's very disheveled. Like somebody rolled the place quite nicely. For your 2 success, you notice 2 things. One, someone very discreetly took a power motivator out of the console and basically sabotaged the ship by taking the distributor cap. 2, someone else who did not have such mechanical dexterity smashed the shit out of most of the controls. With some kind of energy weapons that you don't quite recognize, but you totally think it's witches.
Yeah.
So it looks like someone disabled the vehicle delicately and took their time, and someone came by and just blasted the shit out of the controls.
Yeah.
What would you
Alright,
like for
and-
that triumph? Now, there's lots of things you could ask for.
The Night Sisters become our friends.
That could be a thing. I mean, it's narrative dice. That could totally be a thing. I mean, don't forget, Kopish is getting the general idea that a skirmish did happen, that there's 2 factions.
Yep.
Oh. Do it. These Night Sisters are our friends.
I mean, they are picking up on your dark, force vibes.
Dark Force vibes. That Rancor was from the other tribe. And he scared it off.
Hey, if that's where we want to go, I'm happy to go with that. Yeah, those Night Sisters, yeah, we've impressed them. They want to be our friends.
Okay, you kind of stick your head out the door and give the rah 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 update of 2 yo-hos sabotaged this vehicle, one politely and the other a douchebag. And as you say that, and Kopish is staring off in the trees, as you take in the whole, and you look at Kopesh, you see clearly that the 2 females are beautifully agilely gliding down the tree. And they're holding their bow-looking weapons in their hands, but not, pointing. They're just holding it at the ready. As they slowly start sauntering towards you guys, mainly Kopesh. And the obviously the one that seems to be taking the lead step pulls back the hoodie, and you see a Zabrak female. She's not full Zabrak. She's Zabrak and something else because she has very, very under-announced horn nubs. You see just like slight nubs. Almost looks like when you see the kids do the ball bearing modifications,
Uh-huh.
where it's just the nubbies. And she has no hair except for a small ponytail down the back.
Phew, they're not Night Sisters.
Wow.
Night Sisters light.
As she kind of steps towards you guys and puts one hand up in the, hey, I hate to say the how hand sign, but it's pretty much the how hand sign.
Well, it's basically, look, I don't have anything in my hand.
I'm not going to stab you.
And they come up about a short distance and stop from Kopesh.
I give kind of a slight bow in their directions, and I'm like, greetings.
And she just kind of squints her eyes in this slightly sexy squint look. We all know that look, right, Kelly? You do that look to me often. And she says, "What are you doing on our planet, off-worlders?"
Oh,
And then
I
she kind of
apologize.
looks at the ship and goes dead silent.
I apologize intruding upon your land, but we're here to recover some items that were inappropriately acquired from a colleague, and the individuals from this ship are who we are tracking. As soon as we are done with our business, we will be about done and leave your planet.
And she just gives you this. You totally sense the insight check happening, as she's just taking you all in here as much as she can in your full head to toe body armor.
Yeah.
As you know, they kind of glance over at the droid and the Wookiee sticking his head out the pilot's cockpit, and wherever the guy with the rifle got to.
Yeah, he's just hanging around the other side of the ship.
As she kind of, you see the other one kind of step up to her side and say, kind of lift her hooded head to the side and say something really, really low under her breath. And the other one just kind of gives her a nonchalant, really subtle nod, and she says, "You may go about your business. But to the southeast is a village of my sisters. If you approach it, I cannot guarantee that you will leave."
And what about to the southwest?
Ooh, and the creepy sniper chimes in from his hiding spot where his rifle's probably at the ready.
Oh yeah, my rifle's still up.
And
Not
she kind of
necessarily pointed at them.
squints and is surprised by the whole Batman-style appearance. As she says, "Those who live in that village are not part of our sisterhood."
So you would have no qualms with us perhaps taking some of them out.
And, the other one kind of, the Night Sister steps forward and says, we are not aligned with the hag." And the one in charge kind of puts her hands up to like, whoa there, back it off, little sis. And she kind of composes herself and says, "If you were to go to the southwest village, I can't promise you would make it out of that either, but we would have no conflict with you."
And which way have the two gone?
The heavy-setted footprints seem to be going to the southwest.
Okay.
As she kind of like looks at the ground and kind of picks up on your idea of which way the heavier boot prints are going. As we all check to see what Gunter just shared.
Right.
It's a distraction, but I had to.
The smiling stormtroopers. Okay,
Just in case anyone hasn't seen it yet.
and they basically say
I
that
hadn't seen it.
that if that is your business, then we have no further reason to discuss with you.
Yes, we will be going there, and us stopping them will be a boon on your behalf as well, because they carry ancient, dark artifacts.
And they just kind of smirk when you say dark artifacts. And then she says, "May the light of the Blood Witch," and they look up at the brighter of the three moons, "guide your path." And then they start doing the whole ninja run to the southwest.
Give them a little nod as they start to turn.
They totally do that Naruto style, where it looks like they're teleporting, but they're half running,
yeah.
half jumping.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that
Okay.
went off better than could have been.
Yeah.
True story.
So you guys are heading off towards the trail that heads towards the southwest.
And we're doing it stealthily.
Oh, stealthily. Okay. So it's going to be slow is what I'm hearing you say.
We'll go as
So-
fast as we can while being stealthy.
I'm
Purposely
going to
stealthy.
ask first for survival check, then for a stealth check. But first, let's take a quick break to go run to the restroom, because I got to run to the restroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, be back in 5, guys.
Yep.
Be right back myself.
Alrighty. Yeah, that went well with no damage, and major warfare.
Exactly.
Good call on the use of the Triumph.
Yeah.
I'll be right back myself.
All right.
Not a problem. I didn't think it would work, but hey, I had to throw it out there.
Yeah. Hey. Well, that was my hope in just walking out. Is either they would shoot and then I'd have to kill them, or maybe we could lead to a non-confrontational dialogue. So
Yep.
that was my whole intent, to just casually walk out there, especially after my team just, ran off a Rancor.
That's right. We're awesome.
I had total faith in you. That's why I wasn't turned ready to attack or anything. Plus, I absolutely had to. I was more concerned of them jumping over in our back.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that it was going to be their pet, and my initial thinking was that you would be able to lightsaber the Rancor, and maybe I should get the jump on the Night Sisters first. I was half thinking of shooting one of them already.
Yeah.
Glad I didn't go with that course of action.
Yeah, I figured let the range hit it first, see where we stand at the next inish, and then yes, at that point I would have engaged with the lightsaber that has breach. So
yeah,
because I was the only one that could do any
significant damage.
Significant straight damage.
But hey, some damage and a triumph can do wondrous things.
Well, I mean, come on, you got a wild beast and something blew up in its face, so it's kind of like, oh hell, what was that? Okay, then something stung it, and then something else blew up in its face again. It's like, okay, this isn't cool.
Yep.
What isn't cool?
Just talking about,
from the Rancor's perspective, it made sense for it to run away because it just had its gut blown up. It just, took a sharp poke from something else, and then it's an explosion in its face. I was like, this is really unpleasant. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, is it really worth the effort for the snack?
No.
Not so much.
This thing bites, and I'm not even on it yet. So yeah, let's get out of here. But that's why I had faith in you guys. That's why I continued to focus on them, and figured you would, if for some reason it didn't go down or it didn't stop or whatever, and it continued forward, I would have engaged it because the lightsaber would have done the most direct damage with breach. But
Well, I was just excited to go first because that way I could bust out my big one with none of y'all around it.
Yep.
She said she has a big one.
Yeah, so, and I was afraid of them jumping on our backside, potentially. So that's why I was kind of more concerned to keep an eye on them.
It's a valid concern. Being
Yeah.
jumped from behind would not be
Yeah, no, especially while you're facing a Rancor, so.
exactly.
And then from that point, once we scared off a giant Rancor, I figured, okay, I'm going to saunter out non-threateningly and see if maybe we can avoid a second combat. And it all worked out. So we have a rocking team.
Yes, we do.
We are a tad effective.
So let's see, where were we at on our points for duty? So I have 20.
Yeah, you, me, and Kelly all have 20, so we're at 60 there.
60, okay.
Jeff came in late, and I don't think he got any for that last awarding because he wasn't an enemy of that dude. So
yeah, so we're like 65,
maybe 70. Yeah.
Okay. So
Are we
quite
talking
enough.
for the? Hold on, let me
The
get
duty,
to that
yeah.
sheet. Per my sheet, I am currently at 20 for wet work and 5 for sabotage.
Okay, so we're at 65 plus whatever Jeff has, so 65, 70, so we're still a little short from hitting our first dedication or
I
our
am
contribution rank.
20 wet works and 10 sabotage.
Oh,
Did I miss a
so
sabotage?
that's 75 then.
I don't know.
Because I blew up the. Actually, yeah. I counted it as one when we took out the base. Did we get
Wait.
sabotage for the last adventure?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got 1 sabotage at 5. I got 5 myself. I'm at 20 between wet works and sabotage for 20. So
That
you're
sounds
at,
about.
well, just looking to see where we were. So we're at 75 then between all the points then.
Yeah, no, I think I'm also at 20, Dave.
Oh, total?
Total, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think that I had a miscalculation in there. Because honestly, there's no reason I should be above you. We pretty much got awarded similarly for the short time we've been playing these characters.
Right.
Yeah, so it should be 20 for the wet work and 5 for sabotage.
That sounds about right.
I think I missed a wet work for some reason, but that's all right. Okay, so we still got a little ways to go before our next contribution rank, or to get contribution rank 1, that is. Okay. All right. Let's see. Survival. Ready?
Nice.
Okay. The offset. They may have met some from the other camp they left off with.
No, I'm thinking the 2 are the people from the ship, and the other 3 are their captors.
Captors or escort to turn over what they were probably bringing here. It's hard. We'll see. Could
But
be
the blood,
either way.
I'm thinking they weren't too friendly.
Possible.
So I will take back 1 strain for one of those advantage. And
I'm assuming I took a strain for my deal there.
And I'll throw a random blue to whoever rolls next.
All right. Oh, look at that.
Oof.
All right.
When you say weird leafy things, could you be a little more specific? Oh, okay.
a perception check. No, here goes nothing. Hey, this fur is just, I get it. I can. It's very luxurious, but it's mine. I think I'll take back a point of strain.
Never a bad option.
Yeah, one of those. And then a blue die to the next roller.
Oh, nice. Back
And
up.
you don't want us exposing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyone else Shakespeare going through their head? Boil, toil, and trouble. Cauldron, cauldron bubble.
I am the Thane of Cawdor.
Focus.
No, what's going through my head is Kipo and the Rat Sisters. Gotta find it here. Buddha.
Yeah, I was hoping to find our targets without getting to the encampment, but so I will.
Did we see any more signs of the blood that we were following and tracking?
Yeah. All right. But we're obviously like stepped out open and exposed and
That's how. So the song I was thinking of is Feta Gouda Chèvre Fromage. Feta Gouda Chèvre Fromage.
Triguna, Macoites, Tricorum Satis. Does anyone know name that one?
Nope.
What movie that one's from?
No.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Ah.
And then, of course, there's Ananakrak Usas Butut Fiel Diende.
Okay.
So you see
Come
that.
on, you guys. That's from Excalibur.
So you
I haven't
guys,
seen Excalibur in decades.
you guys clearly see ahead of you is these 3 structures that could easily house maybe 10, 20 people. The older cronish figure stirring the pot with creepy green flames, because again, it's Halloween, creepy green flames. Green flames on red world, come on. And the 2 slimmer frames kneeling practically in front of the pot while she's talking with them.
Yeah. So how much do I know about night witches?
According to that Outer Rim roll, just what your Wookiee friend has said, that they are witches.
So
And they enslave men.
Witches
But-
being.
But how do we know they're witches?
Because the Wookiee said so.
I said so.
He heard-
It's a false one.
He heard from a spacer once that says he lost
you,
his whole
Kelly.
crew to being bewitched.
Okay. So, but I mean, when he talks witch, I know of them as a force user. Then.
Well, you don't really know anything about him. That's the problem. But if you would like, yes, you can assume there's no magic. It's probably just the Force.
Right.
Because there's many Force traditions out there.
Hey, it's a hokey religion, so magic.
Yeah.
Space wizards? What?
Such a hard debate. Do we approach open and try to talk, or do we?
They know we're here.
Good odds, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna continue to walk forward and hail them. Move within like medium range.
Okay, so as you step, bold as brass right into their village, the 2 younger ones immediately go and whip out short swords they had hidden somewhere. Oddly, you really want to look closely to see where they had those hidden. And the old crone basically waves her fingers, and the stick that's stirring the pot continues moving the pot. And you totally get a, oh yeah, ooh, I've got move too. I can do that myself. As she turns and looks at you, and she's got these half cataracts covered eyes, only has a handful of teeth in her mouth when she smiles and looks at you, and kind of, gestures with a creepy, arthritic-y knuckle hand for you to come forward. She gives you the come hither. Sisters, we have guests.
And we'll move up to short range.
Okay. And she seems to be eyeballing you with eyes that can't see, because, the cataracts and all. But she seems to be, her nose moves in a way that clearly tells you she sees that there's 4 of you.
Yeah.
Sisters, this one is strong in power. And she totally gestures towards Kopesh and the 2 younger ones.
Yeah. I figured she'd be sensing.
As she says, what may my simple cabal do for you? And then she kind of glances back at them, and all of a sudden you hear one of the girls in a hushed tone kind of describe Kopesh, and the other one kind of describes Kalik. One is large and fur-covered, at least a foot taller than the other. And the other one's clad black in armor and lightsabers. As she just kind of Strangers on a strange world. You must be confused. And by the way, none of them acknowledge BT, by the way.
Really?
You're not seeing a lot of technology here, so maybe that's probably it.
Right.
No accounting for taste.
BT's just my really strange backpack.
Yeah. Droid backpack. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Backpack.
It's a fancy jetpack I'm carrying. Too bad BT's
Yeah.
not strong enough to carry the Wookiee.
So I will tell them, yes, we only are here to recover 2 individual thieves and the items that they have taken.
Ah, thieves, you say? Thieves should always lose their hands from the wrist up. We don't abide thieves, do we, sisters?
Ooh. BT, it's like this is that creepy noise.
Yeah. You have seen them here?
And what do these thieves look like that my eyes could have seen? She gives you this
apparently-
creepy smile.
Yes, apparently there's Zebrax, a male and a female.
It has been some time since my sisters and I have had the pleasure of a male in our camp. And there's this total creepy shiver moment when you're thinking of this old crone taking advantage
Yeah.
of some poor young slave boy.
God.
Yeah.
What is this information worth to you?
What would you need in your wonderful village?
I don't know what you have to offer. As you can see, my eyes are poor and you're standing so far away. Come, don't be afraid.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Come
Well, how far
stand
were you
next to
guys
old
stopped at?
Pesio. I don't bite much.
Are you kidding? I stayed at the edge of the clearing with my rifle at the ready.
Don't be shy. Bring your friends close. You can have some of our broth for dinner.
Ugh.
I'm fine right here. And just overcomes, for all I know, they're in that broth.
Very possible.
Yeah.
I'll move a little closer, but not like right up on her. But so I'm like, I can provide supplies, consumables.
And I can totally tell you when you move closer, you can sense she is more powerful than you in the Force.
Of course she is.
What kind
Not
of
only that,
supply?
but you can sense that when you say supplies, she thinks what a lovely stew you all would make.
What supplies do you have to offer? I don't believe you're carrying any supplies. Is he, sisters? And the 2 younger gals kind of respond, no, O Pesio. They seem to have a Wookiee. Maybe he is the supplies they mention.
Ew.
No.
I don't know.
And she
So we
just
have to
kind of
bring them-
gestures with these lazy half-open eyes of, you have never known pleasure until you've been pleasured on the pelt of a Wookiee on the floor of your tent.
Oh God.
No looky out here.
So I'm like, I can provide like a month's worth of food and consumable supplies from our ship.
What is the quality of these supplies? Do you have some on you, perhaps? And she kind of looks back at her two minions to see if they give a positive or a negative response.
I don't know. I would assume probably carry like something for a snack or two while we're out. So.
You got a protein bar on you
or something, yeah. So I'll hold one out.
And she kind of reaches her hand for someone who can barely see out of her eyes with perfect precision and snatches it from your hand. And she then opens and sniffs, and she kind of bites down and gums it. You know, yes, we're totally getting a flashback of Yoda. Who do you call this? And she kind of flicks it over her shoulder towards one of the girls. This I would not feed to my pets. As you kind of see the one girl that landed nearby kind of snatch it and throw it in her mouth real quick. In that total kid style of, you know, swallowing it in the mouth and then chewing slowly.
Sadly, it is spacefarer, but it will provide great nutrients, though not, unfortunately, most flavorful of foods.
And for this month of food, what is the price?
Well, we only seek the 2 items they have stolen. Them, the 2 you can do with as you please.
What are these items that they stole?
One would be a sword, and the other a small trinket, ancient.
I have many trinkets. And she like reaches down in her robe and kind of pulls out some little trinket necklaces. And as you say that, what is your surface thoughts, by the way?
Baseball.
Baseball.
Spaceball! Pyramid!
Spaceball, the sword. Basically, of the general thought of the sword and the basic shape of the holocron, but not thinking necessarily of a holocron, but just the shape present in the mind.
As she kind of gestures towards you, sisters, a month's supply of food for you, I, and our sisters, for a sword and a trinket? And she kind of looks back at you and gives you this eye gesture, and then she like lifts her hand up, pulls her sleeve down, and licks her palm in this long, grotesque way that goes all the way up her middle finger, and she kind of waves this licked hand palm towards you gesture like she's doing something, and then she just says, "This one has a slippery mind. He thinks in circles and triangles." And she kind of gives you this look to see, and she's waiting to see if you'll volunteer any more information.
At this point, I'll keep it real basic. I'm like, have you seen them and these items?
Ooh. And she kind of gives this weird giggly cackle. And what is your vigilance? Or I'll take the best vigilance out of the group that's in the clearing. Yes, the guy that's at the edge of the clearing. You don't get to vigilance.
That's okay. It's only a yellow and a green, so.
I haven't
Better than
heard if
mine.
Cowl even moved up or not. So
So what's my difficulty here?
yeah, so my vigilance is a yellow and a green. That's all.
That's ominous.
Because I don't really know anything of them, so I don't know that holocron would even make any sense to them. So it's
That's
just
true.
taking the shape of the
It's
object.
very true. But you clearly know when she cackles, she gives away too much that she knows you get the feeling she knows exactly who and what you're looking for. But she's being coy.
Right.
Well, I think we all knew that already.
Yeah.
But now you are 100% certain that she's just pulling your chain.
Yeah.
As she says, perhaps you should go get this food and then come back. And my sisters and I will call our other sisters, and we will set a table for you to bring the food to feed us. If you can call that food.
Well,
Maybe a couple of your sisters should come with us. Carrying a month's worth of food is going to be quite heavy for just a few of us.
yeah.
You yell that out across the clearing.
Yeah. No, I say it over comms to Kopesh. He can relay it if he wants. I'm not talking to her.
Because again, witch.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Just because Kopesh has his sorcerer's ways.
Right. At least I understand him to some extent. These guys are just freaks. These gals,
It's
specifically.
creepy.
Yeah, so that would come in my earbud because I have a earbud.
You're wearing your helmet.
Type comms. Got my helmet on. So, I'm like, well, I mean, a month's worth of supplies is quite bulky. I mean, we are in a bit of a hurry.
And she laughs at that. She says, sisters, they require assistance to carry the supplies. Which one of you would like to get some of our sisters to join you? And the one that totally ate the protein bar gladly, puts her hand up, and the old crone gestures for her and says, you should bring some of our sisters with you. Take them to the far grove. And this, rather youngish. She looks like maybe 16 by human standards. She's wearing dirty, something similar to what you saw from those gals in the tree, but this is obviously dirty and homespun.
Right?
And she basically gestures for you and starts running off towards a little more north than where you guys came into the clearing.
And we're going here for what?
Do you ask her that?
Yes.
She looks at you and says, Why, to have my sisters come help us.
Well, can we have some kind of indication that you actually have these individuals in your presence and the items that we search for?
What do you mean?
Well, you haven't confirmed with me that you actually have them or the items in your possession.
Well, unfortunately, old Passio says you would get the information for the food, so we must get the food as she commanded us.
Yes, but the food is for exchange of the items.
Old Passio, if she says she will get you the items, she will use her magic to get you the items. She is strong in the old ways. she would be the High Mother if she wasn't. And she kind of like bites her lip when she was starting to say more than she should.
All right, lead on.
And she takes you to this very large tree that has a lot of these little bird nest looking pods on it. And she basically gestures for you to not stand under the tree.
Okay.
And she kind of looks to the left, looks to the right. She totally drops down and starts doing this praying motion. She's on her knees, leaning forward, hands forward, waving, and she starts talking in the language of the Night Sisters. And she starts doing this sway and bob kind of thing.
Feta, Gouda, chèvre, and fromage.
This is getting more complicated than I was hoping for. All right.
You're the one making deals with
That's
So,
better than trying to fight a bunch of them. Hopefully.
So she begins to do this chant. You see this greenish energy kind of ebb off of her, and you're totally getting this feeling like, yes, this is the Force from a certain point of view. As she does her little thing, and she just starts talking to the tree like it's a friend. As she says, "Sisters,
I talk to the trees.
Rise, sisters. Join your young sister. My trading will make it so you can join us." And then I have to see what the effects are. And all of a sudden you see the bird nests kind of shake, and then green wafts of energy kind of glow and then ebb. And she looks back at you, panting. She got a little sweat on her brow. She says, "We will have to go and come back at another time, as my sisters do not want to join us at this time."
Not creepy at all, no.
No, and she just seems, and for the 2 advantage, I will totally say that you see one zombified arm kind of reach out and kind of retract back inside. And it's a desiccated looking arm. And this little pod looks like it's big enough for maybe 2 or 3 people that could fit inside them. As you now realize you're surrounded in a grove full of super creepy zombie fruit.
Wonderful. So there's only 3 of them not undead or dead right now.
Hmm?
So we walk back over by the huts.
Okay.
Is that where she leads us back to?
Well, she would expect you to lead her on to where your ship is. She has no clue where your ship is. She's just very disheveled and exhausted that her discipline check failed to raise sisters.
Yes. Well.
Yes, that's literally the ability.
Well, we have to, of course, go back to the clearing to gather my companions. So
Okay.
They were all apparently waiting there. And as I come by the hut, I will sense to see if what I can.
Go ahead and roll your force dice. Or you could totally just use the dark side point that's free right now on the planet.
That's true, because I only need the 1. So
Yep.
yeah. So.
Okay, so you clearly sense when you get near the 3 huts, there's a total, not counting your party, there is 6 living creatures that seem to be like underground. Like there's basements under these little shelters. And her 2 minions and 3 other sentients are here.
Okay. And you said she's like extremely strong in the Force.
She's potent in the Force. If you were to say, by judging by your abilities, she would say a magnitude of 3.
Oh, nice.
If
Yeah,
one
we
was to
don't wanna-
quantify it in such a way.
Yeah. All right. So I don't really think we want to attack her.
I mean, hey, you are leaving with one of her acolytes. That does
Yeah.
deplete her forces,
Yeah. By 1.
This is when we expect the Wookiee or the droid to seduce her. Just saying.
So. All right. Well, I will head back. I mean, I guess
The
that's-
droid.
I guess that's the best we get. One helper.
Okay, so you guys are basically taking her back to the ship, and she seems very interested in you. You totally get the country bumpkin off of her,
Nice.
What does she do when I start talking in binary?
She seems to not understand a lick of what you're saying in binary. She does mention that your droid is very noisy. She knows what a droid is, but she has no idea what you're talking about when you're talking in binary.
This chick is creepy. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
just
saying.
She finds you very interesting.
And she kind of smirks at that. As you guys take her back to the ship,
Well, yeah. I guess
screen
that's
swipe
that
back
way.
to the ship. So you take, you're gonna, unload how much food for how many people?
Let's. The ship has a 30-day supply, or 90-day supply of consumables. Yeah, 3
Okay.
months of consumables.
Okay, but I mean, like, you're grabbing a month's worth of food for how many people?
Well, that's
You only saw 3, but the shelters were big enough to hold a lot more.
right. Looking here. So what's the capacity is 6 passengers and
God bless you.
bless you.
Thank you. Oh, that transmitted bummer.
Uh,
I guess Skype has no noise cancellation.
So I
Yo.
guess, well, not when you're sneezing right into it.
No, I sneezed away from it, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yeah, but it's still pretty loud.
Usually their
So-
noise cancellation just does background noise, which is a bitch when you have a fish tank going.
They need to
I
take
guess
a-
it would be 7 days worth, 6 passengers and a pilot. So 7. So it would be 7 per 30 days.
Okay, so you bring a month's worth of food for 7 people?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, so you guys are heading on back. And
Actually, we'll
it's-
do a month and a half. How's that?
Aww. And as you guys come back in the clearing, because of course she's guiding you past booby traps, she's pointing out that these are the various creatures on the planet. Horrible floating tentacle thing. Looks like a balloon. It's horrible. Don't go near it. As you guys are carrying your crates and coming back into the clearing, you see that there's a nice fire going, and the 2 of them are tending the whatever is in the pot cooking. And that's a good place to wrap it up there.
Yep. Yeah.
Right. Okay then.
Okay, so you
All right,
guys
then.
each get 5 experience. You drove over Rancor. I have to give you experience.
Yeah. No, she scares me more than the Rancor. Just saying.
I think that's a good opinion to have. She's pretty freaky.
I mean, the best part is you went straight towards that village as opposed to accidentally going to the other village.
Yeah.
Couple good rolls in our favor,
Hmm.
And kind of on relative, good terms with a few of them from the other village, so that doesn't hurt.
I mean, I was totally hoping I'd make my roll and some zombie Night Sisters would come out of the pods.
Yeah, kind of glad that failed.
I'm kind of glad too. Alrighty, good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night, Kelly.
Alright.
So Jim Kelly, see you guys Saturday, 6 p.m.
Saturday, 6 p.m. for all
And
the
maybe
meat
David.
you can eat.
Yeah, I will let you know tomorrow.
Roger, Roger.
I was gonna say, do it, David. Do it. Yes, give in to the meat.
I'm gonna have to pick on Jeff and tell him that there was a lot of static and background noise coming from his side.
Because now it's like dead silent, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, and I could
it
actually
was-
see.
See the sound spikes.
Yep.
Yeah, he was lit up most of the time. So yeah, there was kind of a Star Trek starship hum,
Yep.
and then some random little
Clicks,
pops,
pops,
kinda
and
just coming over the noise canceling.
See
Yep.
now me, I turned off the fish tank just in case, since I'm stuck on the living room computer.
Yeah,
Because-
I apologize for that sneeze. I would have muted had I known, but Discord has amazing noise cancellation, and it would have totally, because
Really?
I've sneezed many times on Discord before and nobody gets it.
Interesting.
I mean, I've had people just, other people that I'm listening to, you hear the faintest kind of noise and someone goes, "Excuse me." And you're like, "Excuse you for what?" And they're like, "Oh, sorry, I burped." And it's like, "Oh, yeah, no, that didn't transfer." And
But
Yeah.
think of how many excited noises you would miss then.
right.
Exactly. Yeah, like your Friday night game. That was entertaining.
Oh, there's noises
I
all
like
over
how
the
you-
place.
I like how you trying to cover it up to a different noise than what it was, but
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, I think multiple houses had multiple dogs all losing their minds.
Nice.
Well, yeah, but somebody went to the bathroom.
Oh.
I'm hoping
Forgot
it
to
was
mute.
just a sink. I was hoping it was just a sink
Uh,
running.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You keep telling yourself that.
Because I didn't listen to your whole episode, but I was there for a short period, and yeah, I don't think so. I think that was somebody relieving themselves.
Obviously, it was the bank robbers taking care of what they had to take. One of the hostages relieved themselves on command.
Right? So, anywho. All right. Now this is going to be entertaining.
Are you kidding? It's Night Sisters. This is going to be a disaster.
There's a reason why the planet was practically exterminated afterwards.
Right?
Dooku was like, nah, fuck that shit. Nuke it from orbit, only way to be sure.
Yep.
However, I do like that in the Fallen Order video game, they are reintroducing that the Night Sisters are not extinct.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I knew I should have gone suppress and put several points into that. But because I was thinking about that.
I really like having comms that I can just quietly say things to you guys and not have to.
There's just something about creepy sniper voice from the distance. Can you take a step to the left? As I take a shot to the right,
Yeah. But
I was actually
if you
I was
haven't
actually
looked for your-
thinking. Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say I was gonna aim for the. I was thinking of aiming for the Rancor's eye to have it explode in its eye, but wasn't sure if we could do called shots like that, like you can in other systems. So
You totally can. It just adds black dice.
Hmm.
And, there's the whole, oh, do you want to blind it? Well, if you succeed, you blind it, but you don't do damage, which is a hell of a trade.
Right.
Hmm.
But then again, if it's something that's got a soak of 10, and thank God this was a juvenile, because the adults have a soak of 15 and 40 wounds.
wee.
This was thankfully not an adult. This was a
Oh,
triumph, so you get some local flavor.
Question for you.
What's up?
The natural marksman re-rolling. Is it that if I choose to re-roll, I don't get to choose which of the two rolls applies, or
That's a good question. I don't remember that one off the top of my head.
Because let's say I get a very mediocre success and I decide to re-roll it, and the second roll turns out even worse and I fail. Could I still use the mediocre success?
Let's see. Natural marksman. It is a incidental. Once per game session, the character may re-roll any one ranged light or heavy check. So it's basically you sacrifice what you got and you take your chances on a re-roll.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
kinda what
I know
thought
there
it was.
there is one that lets you re-roll blank dice, but I think that's like Clone Trooper or something.
Yeah, I thought that's the way it would work, but had to
Yeah.
ask to verify.
So basically, if it's a piss poor roll, how can you do worse? Totally
Right.
re-roll that.
Right. Yeah.
Usually use it for a
A
miss.
failure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or worse, a spectacular mess.
Spectacular miss with some despair on it, and yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. If there
Look.
was 2 despair showing or something, yeah, it's like, okay, we're gonna re-roll that.
So the first despair immediately gets cashed in. That in the distance you see your ship explode as a pair of fighters go flying by that just blew it up, and then the second despair.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you need to find a
Exactly.
new way off the planet.
Yeah, because the other ship's all jacked up, so that doesn't work either.
See, I was totally gonna accept the triumph where he could get it running in like a flip of a switch. You know, the amateurs didn't know how to sabotage the ship properly.
Yeah, wasn't so worried about another ship at this point.
Mhm. And still, technically, he could probably salvage the ship with his mechanic checks.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible, but at this point, I don't know if it's necessary. And I would have to verify if it's a Sith what? Transport?
It's just a Sith
Shuttle?
Sith patrol transport. It's nothing compared to your guys' ship.
Okay.
It's
I was gonna say.
literally just a patrol boat that was a acquisition of convenience for him.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think it was anything exciting. I mean, can't be 2 shields forward, 2 shields aft with Sojourn. So.
Yep. And all the toys that you've already put on it.
Oh yeah. Yep. So cool. All right. So yeah, Rain Corps down. Yeah, I mean, I would have, if the Rain Corps still was coming, then I would have engaged because obviously I have the best potential for damage to it. But I was having faith in my team and worried about the young ladies doing something.
Hey, and it showed that your faith was well placed.
Exactly. And from that point, it's like, okay, we just look badass, so I'm just going to saunter out into the open.
It's like you guys got this
Enhancing-
covered.
Yeah, enhancing the fact that we're badass. Yeah, the essence of that. So.
Oh shit! I shouldn't have closed the window yet. I think I might have figured out, fixed my.
Oh, what was the issue?
I don't know. I want to roll and see if it works now. Let me go back in there.
Where do I want to put my 5 points? I can't put it in anything I need.
Grix.
I'll totally see during the weekend if I can get Kelly to spend all of her experience points.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we'll need it. That's
Character sheets.
yeah. At this point, I kind of kicked myself in the butt for the move I made, but I went ahead and took a second.
Aha! You fixed it.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, I took a second class, so I took Shadow, so I could try to work down towards another.
Interestingly enough, it's still not showing the qualities. Or wait, was it?
It's showing them. Yeah, the accurate 2, pierce 3, critical 20, deadly accuracy 3.
Yeah, okay, it did show up. I was at the top of the chat window. That's why. And when I
Oh.
rolled over on my other window, and I look over, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it's showing stuff now." And never mind. Yeah, okay, it worked beautifully because with the detonator round, it's blast instead of pierce.
Right.
I know what I'm watching on TV tonight. The new Hellraiser has been released.
Oh,
hell?
excellent.
Yeah, the new Hellraiser, it was okay.
So here's a
have-
cute one. Somebody took the Jurassic Park meme where, you've got the three of them in the car and he's explaining man makes dinosaur, dinosaur eats man. This one is Disney owns Hulu. Hulu releases Hellraiser reboot. Hulu, Pinhead is female. Pinhead is a Disney princess.
Well, yeah, not only that, but the Cenobite is called Princess.
Oh, nice.
The
Yeah,
Pinhead is also called Princess. So,
there's,
yeah, it's
3 out
just-
of the 4 are female.
Yep.
To which, speaking of Hellraiser, have any of you all seen the RPG Cult? It's a Powered by the
No.
Apocalypse game. It's literally it takes like the 4 different types of horror, and you're humans that realize there's supernatural. You find out that the whole concept of the reality is it's really just a soul generating god machine, and there's 4 different types of hells basically. One by the angels, one by the Hellraiser group, one by
Yep. That's what did it.
So did that fix it?
Yeah, if you look at that last roll, I broke it again. And
Uh-huh.
I figured out it. So I know exactly what the issue is now. If you look on the one that broke,
Mhm.
you see there's an open parenthesis but no closed parenthesis.
Ah.
But there was a closed parenthesis in the title of it, and so that clearly was breaking it. So when I took that out, took
Yeah.
those out, the parentheses, it worked. Now if I put a dash in there, does that work?
Shouldn't have an issue because I've done dashes before. Yeah, there
Beautiful.
you go.
Yeah.
And now we know, because sometimes with Roll20, you never know what can break it.
Right?
But we always
So-
all laugh when we see the gibberish come out. We're like, we all know
Right.
what you did.
Yep.
You did something wrong.
Takes time to figure that out and learn.
Yep. Especially
Sure.
with the Star Wars dice, because there's way more scripts going on in Star Wars.
Yeah. So, did you watch The Last Dragon?
Nope, not yet.
Nope, not yet.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I
Though,
haven't watched any of The Last Dragon yet, so I got catching up to do.
Yes, you do. We'll have to make that. That'll be the Saturday conversation.
Well, I won't be caught up by Saturday, that's for sure.
What?
only
New
one.
World takes too much of my time.
Oh my gosh. I was gonna say it's only what, 8 hours? How many episodes was there so far?
And that's a Prime series, right?
Max.
HBO Max.
Oh, okay. See, I don't have Prime or HBO Max, so I have to pirate these things, and that takes time too.
Have
Yeah,
you seen Avenue 5?
Oh, yeah, I have not seen the new episode that came out last week.
It's
Nope.
funny.
Yeah,
It's worth
Avenue
watching.
5 is hysterical. It's the second season. House is a captain of a space cruise ship that goes wrong.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's comedy.
It's
funny shit.
ridiculous, but in all the great ways.
Yeah.
Simple things of, what do you mean our 3-month cruise is actually a 18-year cruise?
Yeah.
Whoops.
How much food did we pack?
Right.
All
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So.
right, guys. On that note, I'm going to jump off. Jim, I'll see you
Alrighty.
Saturday. David, I hope I'll see you Saturday because meat is yummy, and so is company. So
Yep. Appreciate it. And like I said, I'll let you know tomorrow at some point.
sounds good.
All right,
Cool.
have a good night, guys.
You too.
Good night.
Bye.